Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Grief Drums, and welcome to part 1 of the map tips and tricks video. As you will no doubt be aware from the thumbnail, this is the map tips and tricks for Outback, the brand new DLC that came with Operation Burnt Horizon. And I am genuinely loving this map. Very often with previous seasons when a map comes out, you get things like Fortress, where you think it looks alright, but I'm not 100% sold. There's not enough verticality, not enough destruction, and that is not the case with this. It's very much a coastline crossed with Oregon and Clubhouse. It's like a real fusion of the maps that work well in the game, and as a result, there are a lot of cool tips and tricks to be shared. So, let's go ahead and jump straight in. The majority of the windows on this map are the ones that you can pre-break from hitting them below, and you can get a tiny little pixel peek just underneath. This can be so effective just for seeing when someone's coming running up to the actual window. As you can see here from this clip, I waited for them to move up to the window and just shot them as they approached, and they had no idea that I was there. The fact that you can do this on nearly all of the windows on the map is pretty powerful. Now, the interesting thing is once you've done this, it obviously makes it very, very difficult to spot from any sort of distance that the window has actually been pre-broken, and you don't really, if you're not looking for it, you don't know. Something else to remember though is that this applies to attackers as well. You can utilize this. If you saw my recent tips and tricks video, you can do it from the outside, and then you can peek in to try and take out defenders who may think that this window has been pre-broken for themselves by one of their teammates. This gives you a really good line of sight all the way through to the bathroom or sort of shower room, as you can see here. And who is going to be expecting that? If you're sat in one of these little cubicles waiting to do a jump out on someone, and you get shot through a pixel peek from that window, that's going to be pretty frustrating. If you're using Caveira, now that her pistol has finally been fixed on the TS, you can actually use her silent step to get a better line of sight for anyone that's closer to the window. Now, it obviously makes seeing people further away harder, but if they're up close and personal, you can land a really cheeky headshot as and when they get up there. There are certain windows on the map where this is going to be more beneficial. This west side window is going to be really good because as they try and push up to the dorms, they get to the top of the stairs just over here, and you can just take them out, or alternatively, jump out on them. With these pixel peeks in mind, this is probably the most beneficial one. Just down by the hotel sign in the garage, you can do this and you get a really good line of sight onto a spawn, or, pretty much just after a spawn, coupled with the actual garage wall. So there's the spawn just there, people are going to come running around that side, and there's the garage wall. So as and when Thermite or Hibana goes to get that, you can easily take them out. If you don't want to stick your head there and you're looking for another way to defend the garage wall, by looking in between the H and the O of the hotel sign as someone like Maestro, and then looking down and crouching and looking at this particular line here, you can go ahead and place your turret just on there, and then breaking the bottom of the window itself slightly higher, you can get a line of sight with the Evil Eye all the way onto the Thermite or Hibana that is being placed on that garage wall. My logic behind putting it lower is it actually makes it a little bit harder to see. You don't really expect to see it, especially not if the whole window is open. You don't have to just break the bottom of it. If the whole window is open, they're going to be concerned that someone's going to be doing runouts or, trying to peek them, and you won't even need to with the Evil Eye there. Another cool thing about the garage, if you're not defending this side, is by impacting it or shotgunning it, you can actually run out and get a really aggressive push onto the spawn as and when they come out at fuel pumps. I'm going to go ahead and say it, just don't spawn at fuel pumps. I'll show you why in a little bit, but this particular spot, you also get a line of sight onto the spawn just over in that direction. I think that's what, the west side. That's, you don't have to open the whole wall, but it can be really effective as and when they come around corners. You're just waiting for them and you can just pick them off one at a time. So defending the garage itself, I've been trying to think of different ways of doing it because we've ended up playing a few secure area games, and, the garage is going to be quite difficult to control. But even if you're not playing a secure area, it's going to be a really common place that people are going to try and move through. By placing a mirror inside of this beer fridge just next to the convenience store, you can get a line of sight onto the window that we were just looking through a second ago, the main garage wall itself, and you can even see up onto the catwalks a fair bit. By putting a rotation hole in, it's going to allow you a little bit more freedom to move into the garage should you need to. But by staying outside of it and controlling it from here, it's pretty much utilizing it like the kids' room on House. You control it from the outside, and it's pretty handy, it's pretty effective, and it's something I would definitely recommend trying. Other ways to protect the garage are from the dorms. There is, you can get a line of sight down these stairs just down here, where it's a fairly common sort of push in from the spawn. The other option is coming running out and just lighting up anyone that's on this balcony over here, anyone that's going over to the garage wall just over here, or pretty much anyone that is anywhere over this side, the south side of the map. It's going to be really strong with anyone with an ACOG. Doc especially, you could be off roaming as a Doc, and you could just destroy people and absolutely ruin their day when they're moving out and about in the open. Now this next one is by far my favourite spawn peak on any map in the entire game, and I don't really use them, but this window here in the showers, if you shout this little panel on the bottom right of the X, you actually can create a pixel spawn peak. Now I know that sounds a little bit mental, but just look at this. Go into the dorms and then lean to the left and you can create a spawn just all the way down to the fuel pump spawn. This is why I was saying don't spawn down there. You get an incredible line of sight and you are so well protected. Anyone that sticks their head around there just gets it taken off, and even if you don't land the final kill, just lighting them up enough to make their health lower is going to make it a lot harder for them, especially with the resets now changing. As you can see, bullets are going all the way back here, and how the hell are you supposed to contest that? With that green pole just in front, that's going to be really difficult to even see, let alone actually land the shots that you need to land. By the time you come out here and try and contest that, you are dead, you know, especially if you're aiming and you're slow. It makes it even easier for the person that is spawn peeking to just ruin your day. Other reasons to not spawn at the fuel pumps have got to be things like this. On the top of the garage, both of the windows you can run out from. This one here on the right hand side that's looking towards the west, you come out, you jump up, you ruin people. I'm really struggling to understand this spawn and why anyone would use it. On the other side, on the east side, you can actually run out of the other window. And if you have one person doing the west and one person doing the east at the same time, that's going to be just horrendous. There's just no reason to spawn there at all. Even if you want to get as quick as you can to the garage wall, just don't do it. Don't risk it. You're asking for trouble. One interesting external rotation that you can consider is, you know, it's even applicable to 3 armors and slower operators. But anyone pushing sort of the bull area or over on the dorm side from where I am here, you can quite easily rotate across this little balcony here if both the door and the window are open without even being spotted. Obviously I would shoot the window open if it's not, but yeah, you're straight across, and Mirror's not exactly the fastest operator, so this is something that you could potentially utilise, although it is a little bit risky. Now recently I've been playing with Red, one of Get Flank's usual team, and this guy has come up with a really nice mirror strategy, something that I really am keen on trying to utilise in games a little bit more, and something that hopefully you can try. In the party room, by reinforcing this one wall here, opening this wall into the games room and opening the other games wall that goes into the shower room, you get a line of sight all the way down towards the dorms. Anyone pushing from this side of the map is going to have to try and contest against that Mirror, and that is going to be horrendous. Now, I wouldn't put Mirror herself behind this window. I would utilise her to put it there and then put someone like a Doc or a Rook or a Maestro or an Echo, someone with that ACOG, someone that can utilise that long line of sight to really ruin attackers' days. But anyone pushing into this sort of a kill zone is going to be really struggling. They're going to have to try and smoke it off. They're going to have to do something to go below and take you out. The only other place to worry about from this is the electrical room window. Anyone pushing in through here is going to quite quickly be able to come up and flank you. So it might be worth putting a nitro just under the floor where I am now, or barbed wire, or alternatively just getting a teammate to lock down the electrical room and the mezzanine flooring just over here near the shark. But this is something that is part of a bigger defense, and it's something that I definitely think could be utilized. But anyone sitting over here could slow the people coming down, and you can lock down your entire line of sight yourself. Now, I'm afraid that's going to be it for part 1. I did put this out on Twitter as to whether I should do 1 20-minute video or 2 10-minute videos, and the votes came back in as 2 10-minute videos. So this is part 1. If you enjoyed this, make sure to check out part 2, where I've got some really cheeky tips and tricks in there. And I'll even show you how to get onto the roof as a defender. If you did enjoy this video, please consider hitting that thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, hit the dislike button and let me know why. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe for all things Rainbow Six. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay reckless and relentless.